Can I take a breath?
Yeah, take a breath, take a break. That was good. That was good. You know, that's all good.
You have to do a lot of cutting.
No, it's you know, it's gonna cut itself. It's gonna be good. Yeah. That's interesting about integrating the school.
Yeah,
So,
and just did it innocently.
yeah.
But I thought it was a principle of justice, which it is, but people just accept what's the way it is.
Yeah.
And the black people did too. I yelled at them. I said, you should have been over here picketing the school. But it was beyond their ken, you know.
Yeah, I mean, that was a different time then.
Oh, certainly was. And I've lived long enough to see the difference. Another story about Blessed Sacrament was the council had just closed, Second Vatican Council, and Hans Kung, who's now world famous and acknowledged as a great scholar, not just by Catholics, but by many a Protestant theologian. In fact, I'm reading a book by a Protestant theologian from Dartmouth that gives us all how enlightened, how forward-looking, and how he agrees completely with Hans Kung. It's an ecumenical leap. But anyway, the book came out and it was in paperback. And when I got there, too, there was no pamphlet rack. I couldn't believe it. Even at our home blue-collar parish, we had a pamphlet rack. Now, it was loaded with junk. Blessed Mother stuff and Padre Pio and miracles and just pietistic junk. But at least we had, and the diocesan newspaper and the Catholic Visitor, the Sunday Register rather, which is a paper from Indiana. It was national. And then I started buying magazines, big, important magazines, America, Commonweal, Catholic, U.S. Catholic Today. I can't even think of them. And I had a big pamphlet rack and used to take trips to Washington, D.C. across the 14th Street Bridge and replenish it every month. And when the pastor saw how much money the pamphlet rack was making, he was really happy with it too. But anyway, one Sunday, one weekend, I said, we got to wake the people up to what's coming. Because, you know, Vatican II was on TV all the time. That was the first good Catholic thing you saw on TV. And, but really what was going on was unknown to people at large and to Catholics in particular, even though it was our own church having the meetings. And so Hans Kung published a book, The Council, Reunion, and Reform. I think it was $7.95 paperback. And I got up, I had masses upstairs, and the next week I'd have them downstairs, and vice versa. So over about 3 weeks, I covered all 10 masses. We didn't have Saturday night masses in those days. And tell the people, you know, if you don't read this book, you're ignorant, or whatever I said. But anyway, I got a couple. He later became an admiral and a conservative Catholic. His granddaughter I married over his protest. And he and his wife Harriet were out there selling the books after every Mass in the days when Catholics were not the best readers, and we sold over 1,000 copies. So that got the pastor excited too. So that was the beginning of a new era. Hans Kung talking about the Council, Reunion, and Reform. And it was one of his books that a person could read without theological knowledge. Some of his later books are very technical, but very good.
Let's stop.
Huh?
Let's let that finish ringing.
Okay. I don't know how to shut it off.